Imagine that your 62-year-old father was driving late at night after 11 hours on the road. Would you worry that he would fall asleep while driving? Hopefully he'd just pull over somewhere and take a nap if he was tired, right? Well, usually, but not in Spokane County, Washington.
It's a crime to be in the park after hours. This is considered a park. So.
All right, I'll go find another place to watch a movie.
All right, you got your ID on you real quick?
No, I don't.
You're not shutting the door. You're not free to leave.
Yeah, I am.
You're not.
I'm being rude?
Yes.
And how is that?
How is that? I'm trying to explain to you you're in the park after hours and you're committing a crime.
That's a
You're
crime?
not. It is. Yes.
No, it's not.
You are going to get hurt.
You hit me so many times. Why? Why did you hit me?
Because you weren't listening.
"62-year-old Kevin Hinton had just driven 11 hours into his road trip back from meeting his brand new baby granddaughter in Oregon. He was too tired to continue driving. He couldn't keep his eyes open, so he pulled over into a parking lot in Terrence View Park in Spokane, Washington to take a nap. Shortly afterwards, he would encounter Sergeant Clay Hilton with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office. Within 3 minutes, Hilton would forcibly remove Mr. Hinton from his vehicle in such a way as to leave him with 8 broken ribs, a punctured lung, severe concussion, shoulder injury, and a disfigured lip. Why? Because Sergeant Hilton thought he was being rude. It was after 10:30 p.m. on August 14th. Hinton pulled into the parking lot at Terrace View Park to nap. He pulled off his shoes, yanked the pillow over, and turned on a movie to fall asleep to. His pet umbrella cockatoo, Lily, was nested in the passenger seat. At about 11:45 p.m., Spokane County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Clay Hilton shined a flashlight into the window of Hinton's Audi and told him he was committing a crime by being in the park after hours.
How you doing?
Good. You're being audio and video recorded. It's a crime to be in the park after hours. This is considered a park. So.
All right, I'll go find another place to watch a movie.
All right, you got your ID on you real quick?
No, I don't.
You're not shutting the door. You're not free to leave.
Yeah, I am.
You're not.
The two exchanged some heated words, and Hinton refused to tell the deputy his name or provide identification. 3 minutes later, the deputy yanked Hinton out of his car by his legs and hit him multiple times while ripping his shirt and knocking out his false teeth. The violent arrest left Hinton with 8 broken ribs, a punctured lung, a severe concussion, shoulder injury, and a disfigured lip. I'll post the raw use of force footage at the blog linked below. As you know, YouTube won't allow me to post it without restricting the video. Don't blame me, I don't make the rules. But first, if you didn't know, your personal information is being bought and sold online. As a content creator and a lawyer, privacy is a major concern for me, which is why I've been telling you about Incogni, who is today's sponsor. Before I started using Incogni, I had no idea that my personal information was just out there on the web for any stranger to find. This was the reason that I was getting so many spam mail and phone calls, including to my personal cell phone. Then I discovered Incogni. Immediately after signing up, Incogni discovered that there were 78 data brokers that potentially had my private information. But that's just the beginning. The best part is what happens next. Incogni forces these companies to delete your data. There are laws that allow you to do this, but if you want to do it yourself, you'd have to figure out the applicable laws, write letters in a specific legal way, and then follow up to make sure that your instructions are followed. Even if you had the legal expertise to do this like I do, it would be incredibly time-consuming. But Incogni handles this for you, and that's what I do now. Since signing up for Incogni, I've already gotten my private details removed from 42 of these data brokers, with 29 more in progress, and I didn't have to do anything after just signing up. So check out Incogni using the link below, or go to incogni.com/civil to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Again, check out Incogni using the link below, or go to incogni.com/civil to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Now back to the video.
Why are you acting like that?
Because you're kind of being rude.
I'm being rude?
Yes.
And how is that?
How is that? I'm trying to explain to you you're in the park after hours and you're committing a crime.
That's a
You're
crime?
Not. It is. Yes.
No, it's not.
You want to bet?
It's a civil offense.
It's not. Do you have your ID?
Really? No, I don't have my ID on me.
One, I'll take another.
You're not getting my ID for sitting in a parking lot now. Sorry.
Yeah.
So.
Whose car are you in?
Pardon me?
You're not shutting the door on me.
I'm not shutting the door. I'm rolling the window down. Now you can shut my door.
I am not shutting the door. I need your name. You are not free
I'm
to
not
leave.
giving you my name.
Okay. 551. I'll take those units code. Putting your shoes on for you. You're not going anywhere.
And why is that, sir?
Why? Because you're refusing to tell me who you are, and you're probably going to end up going to jail.
Oh, for not giving you my name.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, then you have at it.
Okay. Go ahead and stand up for me. Turn around, face the car. Turn around, face the car.
Don't put your hands on me, pal. Listen.
You are going to get hurt. If you
I
don't
am?
listen to what I'm telling you.
Are you audio video recording
I
this?
already told you that. Get on the
Hey,
Get on the ground. You're under arrest. What part of that did you not understand?
Sir, I didn't do anything. You hit me so many times. Why? Why did you hit me?
Because you weren't listening.
Why?
Now you want to tell me your name?
Oh, my name is Kevin. Oh, please. Hello.
What's that? I don't know. Make sure and take a picture of that sign right there.
In what should be the most useful parts of this body cam footage, Sergeant Hilton turns off the audio of his body cam, and he's clearly discussing the incident, providing his own statements, which could have been useful to investigators, lawyers, and judges afterwards. But we don't have it because the evidence was intentionally destroyed by him turning off the audio. In a civil lawsuit, it may be possible to get a jury instruction here instructing the jury that they may infer whatever is being said here by Deputy Hilton was adverse to his interests, given the fact that he chose to destroy the recording. This is a good opportunity for the plaintiff's attorney to just fill in the blanks for him, in the most damaging way possible, of course. Sometimes that works out for the best. After the arrest, Mr. Hinton was beat up so bad that the jailers refused to book him and instead sent him to the hospital. Police recommended charges against Mr. Hinton for resisting arrest and obstructing a law enforcement officer. When the attorney brought the video of Mr. Hinton's encounter to the attention of prosecutors, they then promptly dropped the case. Hinton's attorneys said it's not a crime to be in the park after hours. Spokane Valley City Code lists trespassing in a park as an infraction punishable by a small fine. The attorneys also noted that it's arguable that Hinton wasn't even in the park because signs listing park hours were on a fence enclosing the grassy area of the park, while Hinton was actually on the other side of the fence in the parking lot. Hilton, the deputy, is 50 and was placed on leave in late September once Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles was notified of the encounter by the Spokane County Prosecutor's Office. In his report regarding the arrest, Deputy Hilton wrote that he smelled marijuana in the area. There was no marijuana or any other intoxicating substances found in Mr. Hinton's vehicle. Mr. Hinton has already lawyered up and has stated that he intends to file a lawsuit. What are the constitutional violations here? Without a doubt, this is an excessive force violation, which falls under the Fourth Amendment here. Was there any justification at all for force to be used? If so, was the amount of force that was used reasonable? There's a great case to be made that absolutely no amount of force would have been reasonable here at all, as there may not even have been underlying reasonable suspicion or probable cause to detain Mr. Hinton in the first place. His lawyers are claiming that even objectively speaking, that no crime was committed by Mr. Hinton just sleeping in his car in this park. If that's correct, then any amount of force, and indeed the detention itself, is going to be unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment, and therefore a Fourth Amendment violation. Assuming that reasonable suspicion did exist under Washington state law, we look then at the Graham factors. Factor number 1, the severity of the crime at issue. If any crime is at issue, it was as minor as it gets, so not much force is going to be justified. Factor number 2, was there an immediate safety threat? There was no specific safety threat at all. No threats were made. Mr. Hinton was not known to be armed or dangerous. There was no 911 call claiming that he did anything at all to anyone. Not much force is going to be justified. Factor number 3, whether he was attempting to evade or resist arrest. It's not going to be enough for the officer because Mr. Hinton overwhelmingly wins on the first 2 Graham factors, but the officer does have an argument that Mr. Hinton was engaging in nonviolent evasion and resistance. Even so, because of the first 2 factors, not much force is going to be justified. The raw footage shows an extremely violent use of force that resulted in actual serious injuries. When one of these cases goes to a jury to decide reasonableness, the judge will give them an instruction that they should consider the nature and the seriousness of the plaintiff's injuries in order to determine whether the use of force was reasonable. In addition to the video footage, Mr. Hinton's medical records and testimony about his injuries are going to overwhelmingly show that the force used was excessive and unreasonable. The point here, and with many of these videos, is that this can and does happen to regular people, not just criminals. And this will continue to happen if those responsible are not held accountable for their actions. Police officers are rarely held accountable. Prosecutors are almost never held accountable, and judges certainly aren't accountable. You can help fight against these government immunity doctrines that are standing in the way by donating to the Institute for Justice, a link for which is in the description. So spread the message and also spread the footage. Please also subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com to help the channel and to continue the effort to educate people about their constitutional rights and about civil rights violations that are occurring every day across our country. Please also support our channel sponsors for actually supporting your constitutional rights. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about this video and whether you see things differently or whether I missed something that you think is important. It wouldn't be the first time, which is why I really do appreciate your input. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it.